You had an IUD inserted and ended up in the ER? I believe it because I had ovarian overstimulation syndrome and they told me I was just having a panic attack, and that was here in England. So this is going to be a longer story time that really the only point is about women's pain being ignored and how barbaric gynecology has evolved to be. I have felt like an idiot not being more prepared for the egg retrieval procedure because of how barbaric the IUD insertion process was. And I had that in my 20s, and it was truly shocking. So in my 20s, I wanted to switch from hormonal birth control to a copper IUD because I wanted to see if that would like help my mood. And I have a very high pain tolerance. Like, I almost died from an appendectomy, largely due to medical misogyny, but because I was so calm during all of that when my appendix burst that they thought I just had period cramps or a UTI. They told me, like, just take some ibuprofen and come in. I was like, I'll probably be fine. And I didn't end up in the ER, which I'm so sorry that happened to you. But I remember being shocked how much it hurt and then sitting up, and they were ready to catch me as I fell back. And I'm not a fainter. And they were like, yeah, that always happens. And I was like, so if so many women faint getting up after this, you couldn't warn? Like, maybe get up slower, maybe roll on your side, maybe whatever. No. It was just a weird expectation that this is going to suck. Also, there's just already such shit information. Like, did you know, ladies, you're not supposed to use a menstrual cup if you have an IUD? It could pull it out of place. Nobody told me that. Did you know if you're on antibiotics when you're on the pill, that the pill could not work? Nobody told me that either. Thankfully, I'm an anxious person and a researcher and Googled random things, a lot of things I probably don't even remember that are probably silly to ask, but found those things out on my own. But the amount of women I know who are never told these things and then end up pregnant or whatever is crazy. The IO in me is like, I understand that like doctors have a lot on their plates, but like there could be systematic ways to do this, right? Like there could be even a pamphlet that is given out, so you don't have to keep doing this, but like the people at least have access to that information. Like, we're so bad at sex ed in the US. Oh my God, it's so bad. I should have known based on that experience alone. And the whole time that happened, by the way, while they're preparing me to faint, they're like telling me like, if the string's too long, my partner complains that I can come back in. And da-da-da-da. And I wasn't even with anybody at the time. I was just doing this because, like, I think, you know, when you have life creation abilities, you take, you know, great responsibility. Like, the keys of the kingdom need to be locked just in case. And they've told me, I've had 2 IUDs, and each time they have told me that if a man complains that I can come in and have the string shortened. And the second time, because I was wondering if they'd say it again the second time, I was like, when a man comes in here and gets a metal device inserted up his dick, he can talk to me about that. Until then, he can GTFO. Both of those doctors were women, by the way. And to be fair, I've never heard a man say anything about it or even know what a string is, to be honest. Now, back to this egg retrieval. That was years ago. IUDs last a long time. That's part of why I got one. So I haven't even been in that realm in a while. I walked into this egg retrieval so naive. Like, my partner's work wanted him back, and he was like, should I ask for like medical reasons to get delay? Like, I want to be here. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. It's not gonna be a big deal. All the training and consent forms we had to do to freeze my eggs. It's like, okay, yeah, I understand that like ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome is an option, but it's very rare. Everything says mild to moderate pain, should be fine. Y'all, I literally collapsed 2 hours after post-op. Like, I literally got dizzy, collapsed, could barely speak. Fortunately, my partner's sister and mom were here, and they called an ambulance. And the paramedics, even with the paperwork, telling them what had happened, because the clinic had sent me home with paperwork saying she produced so many eggs, she's at a higher risk of OHSS, just said I was having a panic attack. And my partner's sister is also a stenographer in a neonatal unit, so she knows a thing or two and she's been around this. And she's showing them the paperwork that says a symptom of OHSS is heavy breathing. My nails turned blue, my skin was yellow, I was barely conscious, I was like in and out of lucid. And it was 2 women paramedics who just they were way more concerned that I'm not a citizen and haven't paid into UK NHS, which is fine. I'm not trying to get anything for free here. But like, can we sort this out after I'm not blue? I just kept remembering hearing them say, how's she going to pay for this? And if I could have spoken, I would have been like, I'm an American with a credit card, obviously. I'm American. Like, that's what we're going to do. Finally, after like, I don't even know how long I've been here, was lucid enough to where I looked at one of them directly and I said, I need you to treat me like you would treat a man in pain. And she just like looked kind of like shocked and called out because, I mean, there's fucking medical paperwork telling you signs are intense cramping, heavy breathing, intense pain, vomiting. I'm doing all of those things and you're just saying I'm having a panic attack. My partner's mother was rubbing my hands and feet, trying to bring circulation back to my digits while they were there. Anyway, after I called that paramedic out, and I don't know what else happened because again, I was in and out, somehow my partner's sister got a hold of a stronger pain medication, and that's what I've predominantly been on, but it's been wild. And when you think about it, with what egg retrieval is they literally stick a giant needle and go through this video will probably get hidden because of this, through your vaginal wall into your ovary, pierce the ovary to pull out the egg. And I had 20. It means there are 20 holes within me. And we're going to just pretend I need ibuprofen. Do you think they would pierce the dude's ball sack 20 times and send him home with ibuprofen? I just cannot. So anyway, I'm sorry, Beth, for making this all about me. I hope you're okay now. I think these stories are very important. This has nothing to do with the usual content I talk about on my page, except that bias, misogyny, and how it's institutionalized is a big part of it. So I guess that is. But it's part of why y'all haven't seen me talking much on here, and why if I seem a little off, I'm really off.